Jess said, what do you mean your baby wasn't good at transferring? Can you please go into more about that and how you found out? Yeah, so my baby had a tongue and lip tie that made it so it was really hard for her to nurse. And initially, I was like I had taken breastfeeding class and knew a lot about it. So I was like, I know, like, she's not latching properly. And so I had a million lactation consultants and, you know, lactation consultants for the hospital come in while I was there, and they would be like, oh, well, she's just not doing her part. Like, not very helpful. Like, they would just try a million times to get her to latch properly, and her latch was really shallow. And I was just like, I don't think she's getting anything. I don't think she's getting anything. And, you know, everyone's like, oh, well, that's what every first mom thinks. I'm not a first mom, but it was my first time with a baby. I have stepkids. They're like, oh, that's what everyone thinks their first time. And I was like, yeah, I don't think that this is just that. Like, I don't think I'm wrong, basically. And so I was hand expressing a little bit, which was super frustrating because they only had Medela syringes, which are 5 ounce, not 5 ounce, that'd be crazy, 5 milliliters. And so they were too big, and the, like, end of it doesn't go all the way to the very end of the syringe. And so any colostrum I tried to get into the syringe just, like, got lost in the mechanism. So that was super frustrating. But my lactation consultant I had seen when I was pregnant had given me a spoon and said, this is an option as well. You can hand express into a spoon and spoon feed it. And so I did that. And so she did still get some colostrum. I just knew that she was not transferring properly. Just intuitively, I don't know. I just was like, she's not getting it. And so it wasn't, I continued trying to nurse her for months, literally months. And it just wasn't working. Eventually she started screaming at me. So yeah, eventually she started just, like, screaming at me because she, like, just associated nursing with it not working. Like, she just knew that it wasn't working. But early on, I couldn't tell it wasn't working. And then she got really badly jaundiced. And so I was giving bottles very early. I also was giving bottles very early because I have, I don't believe necessarily that colostrum is always enough, and I know that is controversial, and I could talk about that separately, but, like, I just was like, before the milk comes in, a lot of babies have a lot of issues, and it can be really not good. And so I was giving formula very early on because of that. And then when she was really badly jaundiced, I was like, oh, we're doing way more formula, because, you know, that's how you get rid of jaundice, is as much food as possible, whether that be nursing or formula. But since I could tell that it was just, she wasn't doing as well with nursing, I was doing a lot more formula. And I learned a lot later on. A lot of it is, like, things that I know now that I didn't know then. Like, I could tell that she was not latching well, but I couldn't tell she wasn't really getting anything. And then it wasn't until I was doing weighted feeds that it was like, oh, she's been on for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and getting less than an ounce. Like, that's getting literally 5 milliliters. One time the scale even went backwards. So it was like nothing, literally nothing. So yeah, anyway. It is getting close to nap time, and she's getting so clumsy. So yeah, anyway, a lot of it was just intuitive, and then a lot of it is things that I learned retroactively. But in the moment, what I did know is her latch was really shallow, and it wasn't working right. And so I knew something was up, but it took a long time for us to actually get her tongue and lip tie revised. And then by that time, it was too late. She had such a negative association with it and just never properly learned. So that's why I'm exclusively pumping. That's it.